What would you say to Adam, Aron?
I would just say you're a disgrace. You should resign immediately, and you need to apologize for your actions, or at least come clean what went on, and tell people the truth. I mean, if I were him, I'd go into hiding. I'd go into Tibet, get bariatric surgery to look like someone else, change your wig, get different clothes, and pretend you're not Adam Aron. Because what he's done and what he's done on the record is toxic. He took advantage of one class of investors to help a very sophisticated class of investors who were his friends. And this guy is a lifelong business failure. Everything he touches fails. But for some reason, in his sociopathic state, he built himself up as Silverback and the king, and encouraged unsophisticated investors to throw money in his company while his sophisticated friends took the other side. I'm not cool with that. That's my problem. That is truly my problem in this deal, because he knew flat out it wasn't a reward. He knew flat out it wasn't a dividend. He knew it was a rights offering to dilute the living out of people no matter what, and he told them the other way around. And he went and had 12 movie premieres or 16 movie premieres in 16 various cities to tell people how great this was, knowing full well that was a lie. It wasn't an, oh, by the way. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew he was going to destroy people's lives, and he didn't care. And that, to me, is horrific. He knew, acted with malice, acted with forethought, and knew exactly what the outcome was going to be.
And folks, if you're listening to this, I'll be the first to admit I was tricked too. No, I don't necessarily blame him. It was on me for, like, I decided to buy. I'm in control of my own money. Like, I was the one playing options. I was the one who's still to today choosing to own. But, like, folks, like, I am taking responsibility, but I am also right there with you. I was tricked. And, like, okay, I view it, and you said this a lot more eloquently just before, but it's a part of market tuition. I learned a lesson, and the only way you're going to, the money being truly wasted is if you don't learn a lesson from it. If you go back and keep touching the fire, if you keep touching the oven, that's the only time it's truly a waste. But I also want to touch on what you were talking before of, like, maybe a potential way in which these people who are completely unsophisticated generated a following. I think it's a crowd psychology thing of tribalism. I mean, at that point where this all took off, we were all locked inside, looking for some sense of a community. And obviously, because of the nature of what was going on in the world, I think a lot of digital communities formed themselves. And you look around of people saying and doing the same thing, and you're like, I want to be on that side. So I think it was a lot of luck. And even if you look at, like, my quote unquote, like, stardom or fame or following, I think, yeah, folks, if you're watching this right now, I admit there was a lot of luck involved. I think the difference now is I just feel some sort of almost a protective nature of just like, okay, I don't want to be on the wrong path. And, like, to me, it's one thing to have religious faith where you're like, okay, a lot of those questions aren't answered just because it's too existential. But in the world of having faith in the market, you could tell by if your account's going up or down. And at a certain point, when I saw my account continuing to go down and down and down, I was like, oh, maybe something here is wrong. But yet, even saying that, you're going to be called a shill, I'm going to be called a shill. But what's interesting about the shill arguments in that community and what we're saying, it's actually really close. I think we can all admit that there is market manipulation going on. We can all admit that regulators commonly drop the ball. The only thing Mark and I are trying to say is we add on one more thing of the way retail gets. And sometimes that's CEOs. And in this situation, I'm going to name that CEO Adam Aron. Other than that, we agree that crazy things go on in the market. So I think a lot of our fight is actually the same thing. It's one little nuance of, I'm tired of acting as if Adam Aron's a good guy. There's no proof to that whatsoever. He has milked this community while lining his own pockets with millions and millions and millions of dollars. And if you bring that up, apparently that means you work for Citadel, which it's such bull. It's straight up bullshit. People are not looking at this situation with any semblance of logic. To the people who probably, like, vehemently hate us right now, I think our argument is, like, actually very close to those. We're just adding one more person onto the list that we think's taking advantage of retail, and they don't want to hear it because to them, he is symbolically representative of the ape movement and their financial investment. But what's crazy is I support AMC. I just don't support Adam Aron. I would rather a new leader in there. I'd rather a new person in there who's actually honest. I'm not anti-AMC. I'm definitely not anti-retail. That's why we're having this conversation, is attempting to get some actual facts out there. I'm just particularly against Adam Aron, and I'd bet any amount of money in the entire world that he's not on the side of retail. And my proof for that, I'm not just saying it to say it, is look at his stock sales, look at him giving stock to his own son, and look at his buddies, Mudrick and Antera. They fared very well in this situation. AMC or HYMC, Highcroft, whatever that was, that fared very well. The only people I see really losing in this situation is the exact same subset of people who saved the company to begin with. That's all I'm saying here.